All right, how you doing, Neal?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm doing great. So tell me what's going on. How do you feel about the government and what they're doing to help out folks with intellectual or developmental disabilities? And what do you think they could be doing better?
Okay, what we can be doing better is they could provide more money for us because basically people with disabilities deserve it. There should be something that people like us should be doing. I feel that people without disability don't know us the way we want you guys to know us. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't like us because of the way we are. And I know that people are afraid of us because of the way people are.
Yeah, and I would add that, these mischaracterizations, they get played up in the media, they
Right.
get played up in movies.
Right.
And I completely concur with you that when you get to know individuals that have an intellectual or developmental disability, you realize they're not much different than you are.
Right.
They just maybe process information differently than you do.
Right.
So as we all know, the American Disabilities Act provides for equality and rights,
Right.
but we don't always see some of the same,
Right.
types of funding that other groups
Right.
may see.
Well, let me tell you
So how
about
do you feel-
myself.
Please do.
Myself, basically back in the early 70s and 80s, basically I went to 6 to 10 different grammar schools because my parents wanted me to have a lot of education. And then basically from there, I went to junior high back in the 70s. And then they said I knew too much to my parents because I had to skip the 8th grade. And then I graduated with my class. Well, with the 8th grade class, I ran junior high.
Okay.
And then that was in Arlington Heights. Other than that, when I went to high school, I got 2 awards for doing good services. I was doing media services, bringing up films and projectors and things like that. It was fun running up and down Wheeling High School's elevator. But other than that, I was also got an award for wrestling too for trying out from 1983 to 1986. Then from there, I went to college. I wasted 8 years of my life not doing much except working. And then when I saw my mother take care of my grandmother, her mom, before she passed away.
What were you doing when you were working?
Oh, I had a number of jobs. You could say I was in 30 years of the food industry. I was in over 10 years in the warehouse industry.
Okay.
I was 3 years in the singles dances industry organizations.
Okay.
I was a bouncer.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I was not a bouncer to throw people out the door like people think.
But you did your job.
I was doing my job, and I was a peacekeeper. Peacekeeper meaning, back in the Wild West days, if you had a badge on you and you wanted to be a lawman and you had to keep the peace, that's what I did. I kept the peace.
That's great. All right. Well, so we have so one of the things I think that you're really concerned about as well is with all these COVID relief packages that have been passed.
Right.
There's a lot of extra money that states are kind of hanging on to at the moment,
Right.
and I think one of the things that you'd like is those states to maybe release some of those funds
Right.
to organizations such as
Right, I do.
the organization you belong to as
Right.
well as to help individuals
Right.
that are in situations similar to yours. So can you tell me a bit more about how you feel about that? Or
Basically, I want people to know that there are vaccine shots out there. You people should learn how to get them. They don't do anything. They only hurt your arm for a little bit, and then it goes away. But you are basically vaccinated, meaning you're not going to get sick. You're basically covered. So basically, if you do get the virus, you're not going to die, because basically you already have the vaccination that you need.
Yeah, you have the antibodies.
Yeah.
So you have like a small army already built up, right?
Right.
In your body, ready to take on.
And people like me already had our shots.
Right.
And that's all we care about right now. I care about the rest of you who don't have your shots, like my brother. My brother and my sister-in-law don't have their shots. My sister-in-law had her COVID-19. It was minor, but she made it okay. But I want her and my brother to get a shot. But all I'm saying is, you guys, it's not all that bad.
And can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you believe that your family, do they have political leanings that are preventing them from getting a shot, or are they more skeptical of the science?
They're probably
behind it?
skeptical in science,
Okay.
just like everybody else is.
Yeah, and for those of you that are listening to this video, the type of shots that are available now, the vaccinations that
Right.
we're giving out, they're not like the old shots where you're actually being injected with weakened or dead virus.
Right.
Your body's being injected with the RNA, which is essentially the blueprint for what the virus looks like. Then the body's immune system creates antibodies, so it has an army ready to tackle it. Okay.
Right.
So that's just for those of you out there that are listening to this that may want more information.
Right.
But go ahead.
I mean, people like me out there, guys and ladies and children, those who are not vaccinated yet, or those who are supposed to be vaccinated, I mean, you're supposed to get a shot. That's what's important. You people need to get a shot, because it doesn't, you're protected. And basically, if you don't be protected, you could get it. You can get COVID-19 and you can die from it. I mean, don't you care about that? I do.
I do as well, and I would add, you know, and Neal, you know this already.
Right.
This new variant, this Delta variant, is twice as contagious as the Alpha variant,
Right.
which was the UK variant, that was twice as contagious as the original strain.
Right.
So as the virus goes through more people and has the more opportunity to replicate,
Right.
the more there is an opportunity for spin-offs or variants to occur that are deadlier, that are more easily transmissible. So the more individuals that get vaccines,
Right.
the better off the entire population's going to be.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, President Biden is a good president. He's been doing a lot more before. He's been doing a lot better, I should say, than Trump. Trump has not have done anything except lie to you. Those who follow him really should understand how bad he is. He is a man that's not good. He'll never be good to you. I mean, you got to think about this, really, ladies and gentlemen. I like you guys. I love you all. You people all across America really need to pay attention to what Trump does. Trump, I heard from my sources that Trump had a rally and he didn't provide a shuttle bus to take people back to their cars. That's a bad thing for anybody. I mean, you just don't, how bad is that? It's kind of stupid, don't you think? It's not good for people, especially Trump, to do these sort of things. I mean, I don't care what Trump does, but I mean, he can act like an idiot all he likes, but I mean, you people are smart. You people deserve a good president who's going to do better than him.
And fortunately, we now have one, right?
Right. We have
So-
we have a good president who's going to be better than Trump. Even we have a good vice president, Harris. She is a best speaker than Trump. Period.
And Donald Trump, a lot of the frustration that
Right.
people feel towards him is not so much about what he, his policies. It's about the way he lies and
Right. No,
manipulates
he's a con artist.
and doesn't tell the truth when
Right.
he should be, especially with an issue like as severe
Right.
as COVID-19, right?
Right.
So,
Remember the attack on the embassy? I mean, not the embassy, the Capitol Hill in Washington.
January 6th.
I mean, that was all done out of Trump, not anybody else. Trump is the one that instigated all of this, and you guys know that, those who follow him. I mean, it's very important. Trump will never understand people because he doesn't care about you. He cares about himself. That's the only thing he cares about.
It's that condition's referred to as narcissistic personality disorder, and
Right.
I'd say if anybody meets the diagnostic criteria for that in
Right.
the DSM-5, it would be Donald Trump, unquestionably.
If I was running for president, I make sure everybody has a fair shake of who they want to vote for. I mean, I'm just saying, if you guys want me to vote for president, whenever that'll be, I'm just saying, guys, think of it this way. I may not be smart like the rest of you, but I know who's better. I know who speaks good. I know who can do it.
Okay, all right, well, it sounds like we've covered politics. We are going to move on to another topic, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.